Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Jobus. I'm here today talking about Ninth Age Homebrew Campaign. This is the 8th turn. This happened back in February before all this stuff kind of happened. And there's some things that happened on this turn. There's going to be some battles that we actually haven't played. We weren't able to schedule them. And then this thing happened, so we're not the pandemic happened, so we're not really interacting with each other. We're not going to be seeing each other in person. Possibly we could play them on UP, but the people I play with, they're just more into like the actual miniatures. So I don't know. They haven't really gotten into UB. They haven't tried it yet. Anyway, so here we are. Um, this is the Ninth Age Homebrew campaign that my brother came up with, and if you have not first listened to my homebrew campaign overview, you should go listen to that first. It give you a general idea of the campaign. But anyway, I'm just going to jump in. We're going to go through the random events for turn 8, and then we're going through the turn orders, and then we're going to look at the map. So, random events, we've got the beast herds. Random event happened to them. The player chooses which two units are affected by this. They don't have to be in the same banner. We've seen this before. This happens, the unit may not add you models. So the beast herds, their options are heavy armor, or light armor and a shield, which is pretty nice because beasts don't really have access to armor. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if Minotaurs get heavy armor already, but if they don't, that's what I would give them. Beast herds, campaigning weather. One banner may attempt to force march. That's pretty cool. We saw that on turn 7 as well. So it's campaigning weather. Then we got the Dread Elves. All your generals are confused by your orders you give them. All banners must hold while they sort out what you're asking them to do. It's also fair weather conditions, so that faction takes advantage of this by bolstering its defenses, and they add 151 points to one of their banners. So that's nice. But they gotta hold, right? Not so good. Vampire Covenant, fair weather conditions. So this is fair weather in the south. Your faction takes advantage of this by bolstering its defenses. Add 455 points to your headquarters garrison. So I haven't done the math. I'd have to go back. That Vampire Covenant garrison is probably really big. Gonna be difficult to take. And 227 of that to one of your banners. All factions with HQs in the area receive 151 points to one of its banners. So that's nice. Um, for them. Then we got a new faction that came in, kind of under the radar, kind of like my Kingdom of Ecotane faction was able to come in. Well, my brother's faction, his fifth army is the Infernal Dwarves, so they finally have come in with their own headquarters, fair weather conditions. Your faction takes advantage of this by bolstering its defenses, add 151 points to one of your banners. And when we look at the map, I'll show you where that new faction headquarters are. So, Knights of Ecotane, this is up by my Undying Dynasties in the north. Your orders are scrambled between your messengers. After you submit your orders, randomize which banners get which orders. So that kind of sucks because we're in kind of like a critical time in the campaign now where your moves actually make a lot. They're like really important, and he's in the middle of battles, and so his banners are gonna randomly move. So they're not gonna be able to do what he wants them to do. That's really not good for him. Orcs and goblins, swindling traders, lose one magic item from banner 3, one random unit or model. The point cost of this unit or model remains unchanged. If the banner list is changed in the future, a model or unit affected by this continues to use this phony item and continues to have the cost of the model unit remain the same. Wow, and you can't remove it from the list. Also, poor breed. Subtract 1 permanently from the advance and 2 from the march of one cavalry unit of your choice from any banner. Also fair weather conditions though, and they get to add 151 points to one of their banners. So this is really not good. Banner 3 I think is kind of small. I don't know what items he has in there, but I mean that means they could lose a banner from a unit. He could lose magic weapon or item from one of his characters, and so that's really kind of crappy. So I don't know what it is. I don't remember if I've fought Banner 3 yet or not. Um, so that's interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind when I plan out my moves, because that can really like disrupt a list. Some lists are just kind of like held together by like one magic item, which I don't really like that aspect of the game. I've been trying to build lists that actually. I'm right now exploring using lists with no magic and only one character, which is not going great, but it is what it is. So, Saurian Ancients, campaigning weather. They also get to make a forced march. Warriors of the Dark Gods, glorious tidings, a new faction joins your confederation. Okay, so that's how the Inferno Dwarfs were added, I believe. And an HQ is placed there. Yeah, fair weather conditions. Your faction takes advantage of this by bolstering its defenses, and you get to add 151 points. Basically, everyone in the south gets to add 151 points to one of their banners. Dwarven Holds. This is me. All banners have -2 difficult terrain tests. If no test is needed, the banner is immune to this result. That's not good in case I want to cross a river, because I burned that bridge. I burned my bridges. But I can move in mountains without a difficult terrain test, so otherwise it doesn't really affect me, which is nice. Empire of Sonstal, Portents of Elf Fortune. South 81 is raised. I just recovered this. Ah, so rough for my empire. Also fair weather conditions. I get to add 151 points to one of my banners, but South 81 is raised. Ugh, we'll take a look at the map, see which one that is. Knights of Equitine, this is my new faction, Bordeaux. A new faction is a new fort is immediately placed in one valid location containing one of your banners. I just have my headquarters space, so that headquarters space now has a fort. I forget the rules for fort. I'd have to look up in the main rulebook. But basically the fort mean I think I always have like extra uh uh what's it called? Extra garrison points, and I think I can put extra defensive things down, like extra walls and stuff. So that place is gonna be really hard for someone to take now, which is good. Sylvanel's Mutiny. Banner 1 loses 750 points to a minimum of 3,000. If that would cause it to fall below 3,000, the banner is scattered and it falls. It mutinied because I lost a battle against Warriors of the Dark Gods the previous turn. I believe that's why it mutinied. But I do get to add 151 points to one of my banners. Undying Dynasty, Desertion. Banner 4 loses 40 points to a minimum of 3,000. If that would cause the banner to fall below 3,000, the banner is scattered. Okay. I don't remember if I think I did that. I have to keep track of what I've done and what I haven't done, because the Sylvan Elves, I don't lose those 750 points until after, at the end phase of a turn. And they're fighting a battle this turn, so I don't lose those points till after I fight that battle. I don't think it's kind of confusing since we're taking so long. All right, then we go on to the other two other sub-factions. Dwarven Holds. This is the confederation that must not be named. A mercenary force has encamped locally, but it is neither hostile nor friendly, and nothing of consequence happens. Fair weather conditions. Your faction takes advantage of this, and they had 151 points, so that's how you know they're in the south. Actually, it seems like everyone across the whole board, north and south, are adding 151 points. Another Dwarven Holds. They get to add weapons to a unit. So, bow, crossbow, throwing weapons, spear, paired weapons. Lance halberd or great weapon. I would give halberds to who would I give halberds to? I mean, I don't know, halberds maybe to the gray beards might be good. Maybe just something unique, or spears, because I want to give spears to graybeards, but they can't take them. But we'll see what that guy did with that. His other Dwarven Holds faction, all banners automatically lose. This is Portents of Elf Fortune. All your banners will automatically lose. All don't pass in the night rolls. Banners benefiting on don't pass in the night rolls from Toranuk are also immune to this effect. And then his Highborn Elves faction. A great influx of trade allows one banner to add 845 points. That is not good. We'll take a look at the implications for that in a bit. Oof. Okay. Dwarven Holds. Oh, he has another one because he took a headquarters. So he actually, yeah, he's got 5 factions now too. The player chooses which units are affected by this. They do not have to be in the same banner. So again, but these are a little bit different as well. he can add Aspen Bow, Flintlock Axe, Great Aspen Bow if large or gigantic infantry. Ooh, Great Aspen Bows on those Hold Guardians? I don't think he has Hold Guardians, but if he did, that would be sweet. A handgun, recurve bow for cav models only, which dwarves don't have. Bastard sword for standard infantry only. That's interesting. I would give bastard swords to Deep Watch. Then they'd be strength 6, but still get their shield bonus. That'd be ridiculous. That's awesome. Beast axe, cavalry pick, long lance, or Mercury lance. He doesn't have cav. And then he also gets to add 151 points. And then we have the last faction, which is the Ogre Khans. A wayward merchant caravan is passing through your lands and is moderately guarded near Banner 2. You guide it to safely. Ah, that's nice. The ogres guided it to safety. The banner must attempt to move to one random adjacent friendly territory. And one of the common magic items in the Lands of the Ninth Age Terrain supplement book may be used freely, so one of them, in the player's banners now when creating new army lists. So that's nice. That's cool. Ogre Khans, his other one, skilled trainer, one unit gains 5 extra rank. Ooh, and its point cost remains the same. That is sweet. That's nasty. Now you can have a unit that has like all 12 ogres fight. If he's got one that's a unit that's that big, which he usually does. I've played against him a bunch. If the unit already has the roll, I add 1 to its value. And then he also gets to add 151 points. Alright, then we have his Undying Dynasties. Gold Dynasty, fair weather conditions. Your faction takes advantage of this by bolstering its defenses. Add 455 points to your headquarters. And 227 to that of one of your banners. Okay. And then he gets 151 points additionally. And then his other Undying Dynasties. Any banners more than 1 space away from the HQ must issue a hold this turn. Oh, so they can't move at all. I was wondering how I got into a battle with him. Why he didn't move. I should have looked at that. Alright. Reminder, when we do start playing again, I need to look at random events before I submit my turn orders. Alrighty. Beast herds. So beast herds just hold because they're engaged in a battle. They're not able to move, I don't think. So they just hold and they're gaining points. His other beast herds also just holds and gains points. I don't think he submitted any turn orders, so he's just holding. Dread Elves hold, gain some points to his armies. He's just getting bigger armies. And the Vampire Covenant also holds. Inferno Dwarves are marching. So we'll take a look at the map, see where the Inferno Dwarves came in and where they're moving to. Knights of Equitaine. Banner 1 received Banner 4's orders. Banner 2 marches normally. Banner 3 marches normally. And Banner 4, of course, received Banner 1's orders. So we'll take a look at what that looks like. Orcs and Goblins, Karag's Plunderers, they force marched. So they were successful. They can do a force march every turn. Kruger of Stalkers recovers South 64. So take a look at what that is. So he was successful. Goals, Throat Slitters, marches. And then that's the banner that lost that magic item. So we'll see where they are on the map. Sarin Ancients, they hold because they're in a battle. But they don't get those points until after the end of the battle. He's in a siege battle. Lord Oxothal in the second spawning also holds. I don't know why he didn't take advantage of that forced march. So, I think he couldn't because he's in a battle. He's not allowed to move. So I think that's what we decided. Something like that. Here we go. Warriors of the Dark Gods, Ragora, Ravager of Men. They march and then they end up in a battle with my forest band. Ulf's Forgers march and Banner 3 marches. Dwarven holds. I march with Banner 3. Wallbreakers, Regiment of the Hold. Finky the Wise's Mining Corps holds. And I gain points after the battle. So I have to fight. I have a battle there I have to fight. Banner 3 becomes confused and marches. And Banner 4 holds and gains 250 points and +1 to random events. Then we have my Empire, Sister Living's Defenders, march. I didn't get to bring in a second banner because that one space was erased. So we'll take a look at what that looks like. Kingdom of Equitaine, I hold and just gain more points in my fort. Okay, then my Sylvan Elves, the Ways Forest Band. We march from South 87 to South 77. Battle versus Rigora, Ravager of Men. And Prince Reyes Hunters just marches on. Undying Dynasties, I'm just basically marching south with all three banners except for my banner 4, which is holding at headquarters. Just trying to gain extra points so I can make a huge army and march on the High Elves. Banner, and then Dwarven Holds, they hold and just gain points. High Elves just hold, gain points. Ogre Cons just hold, except for Beacor's Iron Poopers, they march. Everyone else is holding except for our Undying Dynasties. They're holding, but then they got into a battle with Finky. So I got a battle. Finky, the wisest mining core, is fighting the Jaff's banner of Jekylls and Death. I think I fought them before, so this is kind of like a. But I didn't fight them with Finky. I fought them with Gromdrill's Hammer Legion because I had that big hammer unit. Finky's army is a little bit different, so we'll see how that does. Then Dara's Asps hold, and everything else holds. Alright, that is turn 8. As you can see, we haven't done turn 9 yet, even though it's a month after, just because we haven't played. So, let's take a look at the map. This is more interesting anyway. Up in the north, so you can see I'm holding. My banners are, High Elves are just holding. I don't know which banner got to add 845 points, but those banners are getting really scary large. So anyway, I'm just marching around him at this point. I don't know if I'm allowed to take any of his territories because I'm allied. Actually, I'm not allied. I don't remember what we decided, but anyway, my thought process here is if he attacks Banner 3, he'll wipe out Banner 3, but then Banner 1 and 2 can move and head towards the headquarters, where he has a third banner now. But anyway, and Banner 4 will be able to hold this spot. But if he attacks Banner 3, Banner 2 can support it with troops, and I'm allied with Kingdom of Equitaine here, so Kingdom of Equitaine will be able to support it with troops. And I now have my own Kingdom of Equitaine faction. I could move into the road and support as well. So Highborn Elves are just in a real bad situation. They're outnumbered. So yeah, that's basically that. Here you can see all these factions up here just holding in their position because there's this great big siege battle happening at Malco. So they kind of have to wait for that to be resolved because the beast herd's allied with the dwarves for some reason. And so now because the dwarves are in a battle, beast herds are not allowed to move. That's the way that works. Alright. Siren Ancients just have 2. Okay, so Siren Ancient, and it looks like Siren Ancients and Ogres have a battle, though that wasn't listed. Interesting. That's fun. I didn't realize that. So Siren Ancients are fighting this Ogre Cons player here. Nice. This is where Finky's fighting again in the same spot along the river. I randomly moved here. Oh, that's right. So Banner 3 tried to find the silver mines. I must have failed. So I did a random move instead. I wonder if Ogre Cons are trying to get to the jousting grounds. That's a fun little mechanic. Then we have down here, this is where it's getting real interesting. So Vampire Covenant held again instead of taking Warpstone Pit, which is what they should have done. My Dwarven Holds moved along the river. Now, what they wanted to do was take these mountain spaces. They're going to be unable to do that now because the Inferno Dwarves, that's this faction, this is their headquarters. So their headquarters is now here, and they are taking these spaces. So my plan with this banner was I was actually going to raise this space and then take mountain spaces. But this army's pretty big, and his army's not so big. So maybe I should just attack. Anyway, um, I don't. Well, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, he's holding on by a thread to his second banner. All right. Here's Wars of Dark Gods. This is gonna be a really bad battle for me. And see this before, because I'm fighting his banner 1, which is actually probably a big banner. I haven't fought this banner yet. I fought banner 2 or 3 last turn. And now both of his banners can support my banner. So he's going to outnumber me by a ton. However, I did change the list. Slightly. So we'll see. But I'm not supported by anything. So, yeah, then we got Undying Dynasties here. Now, okay, you can see here, this is the space. He was able to recover it. Here's banner 3. So my banner 2 for Sylvanels might be able to fight banner 3 soon. I bet he's going to take banner 3 to Sacred Lake and just camp it out there to gain lots of men. My issue is... what I want to do is go to Sacred Lake, but his big banner can just move too. He can do a forced march and get there and fight me. The advantage is that my banner 2 is really unique and highly mobile, so I can just dance around the battlefield. So we'll see. That'll be interesting. I have to decide what to do next turn when we start playing again after all this crisis. And then we got my Empire, right? So Empire, I just recovered these spaces and now this one became raised again. I'm here, so next turn I'm just going to be recovering this. Actually, I might not, because I have 2 spaces. I might just move here and go for the Fields of Honor. So that would be interesting. Maybe I'll do that. And then when I get my second banner, that one can work on recovering. But anyway, Dread Elves just kind of holding here. They haven't done anything in this game. Here's the dwarves that have now 2 different dwarf factions here. This Ogre player doesn't have a headquarters. All he has is these 2 banners, so I don't know what he's gonna do. He's kind of in a bad situation there. He should take Camp Ire. I don't know why he hasn't. Oh, maybe he's afraid. So this dwarf player's got the road. Probably the dwarf player's gonna take this road space and block off this ogre player from going to Camp Ire. So that's interesting. Yep, and that's that. So this was the 8th turn. We can go on to turn 9 without fighting these battles, but I suspect we'll probably just kind of pause. We've got to resolve the siege battle at Malco between the dwarves and the Saurian Ancients. We've got to resolve Saurian Ancients versus Ogrecons here. We've got to have Sylvan Elves versus Warriors here, which is going to go very poorly. But let me see here. I want to look at my lists real quick. Let's see. 9th Age campaign banners. These are all my banners, the way I keep them organized. Okay, Lue's Force Band. So this one is in a battle with the Warriors of the Dark Gods. I've got a Chief Father Ancient Uh, the Forest Prince on a horse. Right. Forest Guard with poison. Okay, so the big thing I did with this list was I increased the Dryads. So the Dryads are actually really nice. They're a nice big horde unit. They were a lot smaller before, and they got +1 agility from from fighting a battle, and they got lucky. They get to reroll Aegis saves the first time in battle. Um, but that's basically it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's gonna have a lot of points, so this will be interesting. I don't have very much shooting, as you can see. Um, so yeah. Let's take a look at my banner 2, which is Prince Reyes Hunters. This will load. Alright, so this is actually a combo list, something I came up with. The idea of it was that it basically everything vanguards or scouts, right? So it's two different factions. It's Sylvan Elves and Dwarves. Sylvan Elves, I have a shapeshifter, so he can just run around like crazy. He has movement 18. No, he has Ranger's boots. He has Ranger's boots, so he actually can march 20. Um, and he has advance rate 8, I think. Let me look in the book real quick here. Got my books handy. So shapeshifter means he has advance 6 and march 18. And ranger's boots means he has +2 advance. So yeah, he has advance 8 and then march maximum of 20. So he can march 20 and he can advance 8. So if I never want him to get caught, he won't get caught, right? And then he's fairly well protected with Destiny's Call. And then he's got 6 strength 7 attacks with Sylvan Blades and Titanic Might. And he can't be stopped. So he's pretty nice. He's just going to run around and cause havoc. I've got Heath Hunters, which can Vanguard. They have Faint Flight. I also have Heath Hunters that ambush, right? So these guys are going to come on anywhere on the board, which is nice. Custer Knights, Vanguard, and they fly, 18. I have my Forest Rangers, Vanguard. And then I have Eagles, which don't Vanguard or Scout, but they fly, 18. So, then I have Dwarven Holds, right? And when I was making this list, I discovered that actually you can make what seems to me a better scouting, ambushing, vanguarding list with dwarves than with Sylvan Elves, which to me is a travesty. And they really need to give some help to Sylvan Elves, because to me that's what Sylvan Elves should be doing. They should be scouting, ambushing, and vanguarding. But Dwarven Elves seem like they can do it better. They have a Dragon Seeker, so he vanguards, right? He's just going to be on his own, because I don't own any other Seekers right now. Engineer, with the rune of kinship, means that he can scout. He's going to go in these Rangers. I've got 25 Clan Warriors with Vanguard. 20 miners, those guys are going to ambush. And then I've got 9 rangers at scout, right? So I've got 10 crossbow shots. Oh no, he's got a forge repeater, which is better than a crossbow. Forge repeater, 9 crossbows, and then I've got 10 bow shots. So that's my shooting. It's more of a combat list, but I've got good amount of scoring. Rangers, warriors, and miners. I've got 3 scoring still. Anyway, so this is my banner for that. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Because if I fight against a really large army, this army is really small. As you can see, it's only 32, 38 points. But if I fight against a really large army, I have really maneuverable units. And it's going to be really hard for the other guy to get points, especially orcs and goblins. Now, my brother does sometimes take bows, and he will have magic, probably, that can target me. I guess I don't have any magic, although with dwarves, magic's gonna be less useful for him anyway. So anyway, my main idea was that the Forest Prince and the Dragon Seeker would just vanguard with the Rangers, with the Forest Rangers, and just cause havoc. Be real aggressive and try to hit some weak units and get into the back line. Casters can do the same thing. Then I can ambush with Heath Riders and block stuff, ambush with miners so he doesn't know where they're going to come out of. I just basically scout and vanguard on your face if I want to. So, or I can just use all my vanguards to basically redeploy So I might do that too, just dance around the table. Anyway, hope that you enjoyed this. Um, anyway, I don't know when we're gonna start playing again with everything, so this will be the last video for a while. I'm depending how bored I get, I might make some battle reports, but I haven't decided yet. And I do have some UB games, so if I remember to take screenshots, I can make some battle reports of that. I'm actually playing 2 UB games tomorrow for 2 different tournaments. Um, with Sylvanov list that's highly experimental and is not doing well in the tournament. And then I'm actually I decided I was going to try out Kingdom of Aquitaine. My style, I came up with this really unique Kingdom of Aquitaine list too that I haven't seen played before. And this is my first time using it. So I know it takes several battles to get used to a list, so probably I don't expect it to go so well. But it's my first game of the tournament, so we'll see how that goes tomorrow morning. But yeah, hope that you are staying safe and healthy and that you're just getting stuff done, whether it's Ninth Age or any other games or just spending time with family and friends online. Um, that's all I have to say, but thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to hear more from me about my Ninth Age exploits. Thanks. Have a great day.